record. To mute. Share screen. Did I record it? No, I haven't recorded. Yeah, I recorded it. Okay, share screen. So okay. So on Monday, we didn't finish chapter 1, so I'm going to just finish it. And I post a link for you to do the entrepreneurial test to see how entrepreneurial you are. But remember, all these kind of tests, change. Like, not the test change, but the result will change because we are changing every day. So like the Brigg-Myers test, then you guys did, the INSP type of stuff. I think like people change as well. Okay, so it's just for reference, and I thought it's just something fun to do and then see the result. So small business, we talk about how great it is. Like it actually hire more than 90% of the workforce, and in charge probably 95% of the exporting. But the failure rate for small business in the first year is very high as well. It's more than 50%. So that's actually the success rate is like less than 10%. Okay, so it's not that easy. So the what leads to success in managing a small business? So first, you need to, I think we need to have enough capital, sufficient capital, but sufficient capital doesn't mean, the capital has inflow, outflow. So not only we need to have enough inflow, we also need to be very careful with the outflow. Okay, so that's something that a lot of times when, like, especially in my personal experience, like if I'm dealing with a lot of stuff and eventually I'll be tired, I don't want to pay attention to those details, and then I might just keep spending. I was like, oh, I don't want to spend times to find the best deal, let me just get this over with. So that's something I think a lot of people would do the same thing as I did, but it's actually not good for a small business owner, especially when you are just beginning. You need to be very careful with your spending. Okay. And then another things that we lead to the success is you have the right people to help you, right staff to help you, and it's not easy. I don't know if you guys heard the news. Taco Bell is going to start their own MBA because they have a lot of it's a franchise, you know, a lot of stores are franchised, and the franchisee, they offer the owner of the small businesses. You know, franchise is one way to start a business because you don't need to, you get, I don't, I wouldn't say you get training, but they help you to start your business. You know, they will help you to prepare the whatever you need to, and then you know, evaluate maybe the location, and tell you what equipment you need, you know, this kind of stuff. And then they also supply you, like usually you need to buy the material from them. So that's the, you know, make it easy. So that's one way to start a small business. And Taco Bell now, they are sending those small business owner to MBA. I think they work with University of Louisville or somewhere like that. So you actually you go to a business school and then get your MBA. So I thought that's interesting. So that you know, once I think a lot of people start their own business, they don't really have the knowledge like what you guys learn from school. They just learn by doing. Okay, so sometimes they don't really know how to manage a company, and then a lot of people don't really know the financial statement and the stuff like that. You know, basically just dump all the receipt to the accountant, and then they will do whatever they need to do. But if you understand some basic you know, principle, something about the accounting, you know, oh, if you do this, you can save tax. If you do that, you know, so you have basic idea. But you know, how to really execute it, you know, we still need to consult a professional. But that's, you know, that's one reason. And then the most important one, the first one is you need to make sure you find a market. Okay, you target the right market. And then because a lot of us have really great ideas, you know, we all have very good ideas, but how do we transform the ideas and then make enough people to like it, to buy the product, so that you can make profit? That's the question. Okay, so like I don't know if you guys heard of it or, you know, used it. There is new app starting from the pandemic. You know, because of pandemic, people started to stay home. Like for my experience, like I use the I before, because I think I told you guys I travel a lot. So before I travel a lot, so a lot of times I'm not home. So I pretty much kill all kinds of plants. And even the cactus, I kill cactus as well. So so you know, I was known as a plant killer. And I remember when I was married, and but I still want to, you know, try, because my dad is a farmer. He grow a lot of stuff. So, and I like to, you know, I like to eat stuff I grow. So whenever I go to market, or, you know, like I remember when I was married, when I buy plant, when I buy, you know, like a basil or a mint or something, or a pepper, my ex-husband, he always like apologize to the plant. He'd be like, oh, I'm sorry, you probably would die soon, you know. So that's how bad I was. So so during the pandemic, there's a company, they actually it's sort of like sell insurance warranty for the plant. Okay, so you pay certain amount of money, and then you then you will like register your plant, and then you take pictures, And if your plant is not doing well, they will tell you what to do with the plant. But if eventually you still kill the plant, they will send you a new plant. Okay. So I was like, huh, that's interesting. But as much as I love growing stuff, I don't feel like buying that kind of service, you know. I don't I I think it's different than a pet, you know. I don't know if you guys agree with me, but let me do a quick survey. So so let's see. So put it in the chat box. If you think the plant insurance is interesting and you wouldn't mind buying that, I mean, it's probably like $20 a month. Put in 2 if you would consider buying the insurance. Put in 5 if you won't. It definitely a no. Put it in the chat box. Okay. Yeah. I want to see if anybody really, did you just say that to like make me feel good, like I'm not weird? So yeah, so that's, I mean, that's a great idea, right? That's a great idea, but I don't know. I mean, for some reason I just don't, even though for some plant I pay a lot, but I just don't feel like latest grow. Okay, I will. No, but I'm good now. I'm very good now as long as I'm home. I grow a lot of stuff, like even now in my I bring in the plant into the house. So I don't know how many of you know, I teach a class called Managing and Forming Medical Marijuana Business. But because of that class, that's a very, very new class. And honestly, before this class, I never know how marijuana look like. How is it? What kind, like, if I see the plant in front of me, I don't know how it looked. Okay, I couldn't tell what is marijuana, and I can't tell the smell. I don't know what it did, what it does. And I remember I went to the marijuana conference, and they talk about CBD, THC. I didn't know what those are. Like, I have no idea what those are before I started teaching the class. But because I started to teach the class and I started to ask questions, you know, with people, so sometimes they gave me samples, and I actually got 3 seeds, and I planted, like 2 are dying, but 1 is actually growing really well. So maybe, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet, but maybe I cook with it, or I don't know, but I'm just curious, you know. So now I can, if I see a plant, I know what marijuana look like. Yeah. And I also plant passion fruit, the vine. It's a vine, and 2 years ago I planted, but it died over summer. So this year I bought a huge pot and I put it in a pot, and I brought it in when it's lower the freezing point. So it's in the house now and it's growing. Yeah. And then I also plant all the thing I plant is eatable. So like passion fruit, I like the fruit, and I plant some strawberries, some grapes. The grapes are from Niagara, so it can stand the cold. And then what else did I plant? Plant green onion. I plant the leek, and I plan, I don't know if you guys heard olive tea, olive or olive tea. It's a flower and it smells really good, and you can drink that with honey, and you can make dessert with honey as well. Oh, maybe I should bring that to you guys one in one class maybe. So when we go back to face, you know, we can do more fun stuff. So yeah, so to me, even though they have good idea, it's difficult, you know, like from here. And then another one for pet care. Rover. I don't know how many of you heard of Rover. Rover. Okay, another test. If you heard of Rover, type in 0. If not, type in 3. Oh, nice. Yeah, so Rover, that would be something I would use. And still a lot of people never heard of Rover. So Rover, I actually use it, and I actually during the break, I also put the like ad there, like I pet seat other people's dog or cat. Yeah, it's kind of fun, I think. And I like I really like the app. And I think I told you guys, I met a lady. She goes to the dog park every day, and then that's her full-time job. She's a professional pet sitter, and she makes good money. To me, you know, I also did pet sitting, but it's for me to pay for my dog's pet boarding when I need to travel without him. Sometimes I travel with him. So yeah, so to me, that would be a little bit bigger market. And also, if you use Rover to even, you know, get some jobs or to find a dog sitter or pet sitter for your pets, they are covered by insurance. Like if something happened to your pets or your client's pets, you know, the bill will be covered by Rover. Rover, you can even file a claim. And oh, trusted house sitter. So they sit your house, or
Yeah,
they
yeah, my mom and I actually just did it recently. And anyone can travel from anywhere in the world. And if they wanted to, say someone was traveling from Europe and they wanted to come stay in the Poconos or in East Stroudsburg or something, they would kind of look in your location. If you needed like a pet sitter, they would come house sit and pet sit your dog for free. And then it would give them like room and board for however long, and then they can go to the next job, and that way they could travel.
Damn, that's good. That fits my need, but you don't know if you can really find someone when you are away, right? Or it's easy to.
They will, if you put out almost like an ad of like when you need them to sit, they will apply to you. Like we had 4 or 5 applications maybe from people, and then you can interview them and choose
Wow.
like the best one. Yeah, it's super cool actually.
Huh. It solves a lot of problem, but I don't think I told you guys, but I'm waiting for a decision. Like I apply for exchange scholar program to Japan. So in theory, I'll be Japan from August this year to July 2023. And I, I have a dog and a cat. So it's easy to bring the cat, but the dog, it's not big, but still I cannot bring him into cabin. So I have to put him with the luggage. But now I think a lot of airlines, they don't do this because of pandemic. So I'm still like looking up informations. And then on top of that, the whatever, you know, association in charge of this, they have like the airlines, they usually have the rules that a pet cannot fly in a flight that's more than 12 hours. So I have to transfer somewhere. If I go to Japan, let's say if there are direct flights from JFK or even Chicago to Japan, but from JFK it's like 15 to 17 hours. So it's not allowed. So the only place, even from LA, it would take 13 hours. So the only place that I can fly my pet is from Seattle. It's like 11 hours. So I have to fly from, you know, here to Seattle and then to Japan. And so those are like so many things that I have to handle. And then Japan is, Japan doesn't have rabies. So when you bring pets to Japan, they are very careful, and they not only require rabies shot. So after rabies shot, you need to get antibody test. And then when you have the antibody test, you have to wait 6 months to make sure, you know, the dog really have the antibody, and then you can go. So if I do everything now, I can go to Japan until like almost the end of July. So I have to go in August. So I have to do everything now, but they didn't make the decision yet. So, and then and of course I don't want, you know, I don't know what to do with the cat and dog if I'm not here. But if I can find someone to house sit my house, that'll be great. But I don't think I can find like someone for a whole year. So anyway, but it's good. It's good. So let me write it down. Trusted house sitters. So when I travel in March, I have a conference. I think I also told you guys. So in March, after spring break, the whole week we have no class because I'll be gone. I'm in a conference. Okay. So so yeah, so there are many different interesting ideas, but you still need to, you know, have enough people that will be interested in your product or service for you to get enough to make profit. Okay, so those are the some of the factors that lead to success in small business. And then of course, you know, we need to understand the government regulations and has expertise in whatever field, and then be flexible. So one good thing about small business is, you know, we try to be flexible, and we could be flexible. So I think that's the key. And so then, you know, that it's connected to the test I told you guys to do. So, you know, are you suitable to be an entrepreneur, or, you know, to run your own business? You know, there are 3 things we look at. One is values, and then your attitude, and the mental abilities. Believe it or not, it's very stressful. Okay. And so you have to, you know, like the test actually covers all the aspect. And so some people like to make their own decision, and they are confident, and they want to test if their idea is correct. So those are like, you know, some of the values that usually an entrepreneur should have. and those are the, where the new jobs will be. But let's just skip that because this is kind of old. So we never know in these days, like what will be available, and what has, which career has more potential. Like I would never thought a pet sitter could be full-time, and then but it actually does. And then if you love animals, that will work. Yeah. So some factors are like the high knowledge industry is like, let's say CPA, the accountant, and then the IT, and then the technicians. Okay, so all these we call the knowledge workers. They have more than 40% in the human resource in the job market. So and then some other practical ideas. Daycare is like a lot of people, talk about it, but now we know daycare can extend to pet, can extend to plant, or even the house, so ideas are there, but just whether or not how we execute our idea, how we attract customers. So those are some of the, and then fitness, recreation. During the pandemic, a lot of, I think, trainers, they started to have their own YouTube channels to, teach classes online or doing yoga online. Yeah, and then there are some also free classes. My daughter made me do one K-pop class one time. She's into K-pop. So one time there's a Korean girl. She's teaching like, what's the name? Blackpink. I don't know if you guys heard of it. So they were teaching like the moves in one song, and they were like divided into like small movement. And in the beginning, I was able to, like, first 8 count, I was able to catch, but then I was totally lost. And then I realized, wow, I'm really old. I remember I used to go to Zumba class, and a lot of ladies, they couldn't follow. I was like, why can you follow? It's not difficult. But now I'm one of them. So I can't follow the moves in K-pop. So yeah, if you guys can do that, you should videotape and then upload it to to our discussion board, or send the link to me. Yeah, I thought it's also something, and it's fun to do. So there's so many ideas that people can do, right? And in here we don't do that, but in China they have the app where you can do like that, like like teaching K-pop or doing something, and then they have this tiny function said tip. So you don't need to tip a lot. You can tip like 10 cents, but they have like, how many population? They have 1 billion. Do they have 1 billion population? Yeah, I think they do. 1.7, something like that. So they have a lot of population, and if one person just each person give you 10 cents, you still have a lot of money. So that's something really popular. If whatever they share, other likes, they will ask to tip. They will ask, oh, could you guys tip us if you really like it? So you can tip. I don't think we have that here. We have the fund my project or fund something, but that's pretty much. And then our limit is a little bit higher. Like usually they will ask like $50, $100, $500. So the few cents, but with a lot of people, I think that's more practical. So let's do something. And then and in China they also have a lot of, I don't know if we have that here, but they have a lot of online novels where you can read for free. But if you really like it, you can just tip them like few cents. So I've been reading like free books from the novel, but but the thing is that a lot of stories are like they copy here and there. So after you read so many books, you realize, oh, it's all the same. Yeah. So it's difficult to find something that's really interesting after, maybe, I don't know, 20 books or something. But in the beginning, it's kind of fun. And then they will always like, they will update like in the end of their story, like they will write few paragraph every day. And in the end of the story, they will be like, they will like share their thoughts of the story, or they will share their like lives, and then they will say, oh, if you like the story, could you tip me, or could you like, like they have like or if you have like, if they have certain amount of likes, they will get compensated. So also just like YouTube in their case. Yeah. So so those are the things that we could try to think about. And now the most popular trend, I think, I've been talking about it since last year, 2 semesters ago. And I don't know if I talk about it here, but you know how bad the logistics nowadays, right? A lot of cargoes, a lot of containers are stuck in the ocean, on the ocean, on the boat. And so it made the inland transportation even more important, because a lot of containers got stuck. And like in the Midwest, they don't have open port. Okay, so they rely on the inland, the truck company. So actually several friends of mine, they are starting their trucking company, started by one truck. And then I follow a YouTuber. He's a trucker, and then he would like use GoPro and videotape, and then he will introduce like some, like he will introduce the truck, whatever they have. And then a truck has like a lot of stuff in their back seat. Basically they just leave there. And then sometimes he will share what he cooked and stuff. So one time he was talking about how much you can make if you are a trucker in North America. So in theory, he said, if you want to be very conservative, if you follow the rules, you work 8 hours or 9 hours a day and then take breaks, basically follow the rule, and you don't do overtime, you can make about 10 to 12,000 a month. But if you really push it, you keep driving, and then you have another trucker like take turns with you. Basically, you're on the road most of the time. You can make about $30,000 a year, a month. So that's also something that's really it pays really well. So that's that's something I don't know if you guys want to consider, but I was thinking about it. So but then my friend says, but it's so stressful. It's very stressful. Even the dispatcher. So she was recommending me to do the dispatcher. Dispatcher also makes a lot, but it's very stressful because you got yelled at by truckers. You got yelled at by the companies that hire you guys. So, so you have to, be able to handle that. Yeah. Those are the new things that, become really popular. And what else? Yeah. So I don't know, if you guys would be interested, but if you are, or if you decide to do that, let me know. And I want to invite you back to give a speech. Sometimes when we are doing our own business, I think the stress is the most essential part, because it's our business. So whatever if we lose, or if we didn't make the right decision, then we are the one that has to pay for it. So, but when we work for someone, you know, the loss is not that great. Okay. So when we are doing our own business, those are the things that, you know, we have to be careful of. So like sometimes we will have anxiety and pretty much everything. And then sometimes there might be some misunderstanding, or some, you know, like here says, loss of closeness to some personal, you know, relationships. So those could happen because in business, you know, sometimes it just happened. And then we might be angry at our employees, customers, or family. Okay. And might be frustrated for some of the stuff. Okay. And the last thing is, it says the paradox itself. You own your business, but you stop enjoying it. I would say stop enjoying it, because in the beginning, of course, you enjoyed it. That's why you start a business. But sometimes we might need to stop and try to think what's the bigger reason you wanted to start a business. Okay. So, and then try to, you know, try to make sure you still enjoyed it. So that's, but I would say if you really stop enjoying it, I think it's important that you enjoy your life. So it's okay to stop. It's okay to stop the business if you don't enjoy it. You can sell it and then try to find something else to do. Okay, I think it's okay. So keep that in mind. No matter what you do, even though if you don't own a business, if you work for someone and work for some company, if you like it, you can, of course, when we choose a job, usually we like the job. But if you stop liking it, I think we need to be brave to just quit. You know, it's okay to quit. I think it's okay to quit if we give everything we could. Okay, it's okay to quit, but you don't want to quit like when you just have a small obstacles and then you say, oh, you know, I want to quit. No, you have to give all you can, and then you really don't enjoy doing it anymore, then you can quit. That's what I told my daughter as well. Speaking of that, she got COVID from school, I think. So she got it like a week before me. And I remember when she complained she didn't feel well, I was so mad because there's no like other obvious sign. She just said, I don't feel well. And she didn't have fever. And she just feel tired. Like in the beginning, she just felt tired. So I was like, you're tired because you were using your phone all weekend. You need to go to school. And then she said, the school safe, we don't feel well, we don't need to go. So I got so mad. I emailed the school principal. I said, I understand we need to be careful for the, you know, with the pandemic, and because it's highly contagious. But I think it's also important for school to teach kids work ethics. So I was like, what happened to their work ethics? Like, if you just don't feel well, you are not, you know, you don't have fever, you can still do things. You can still go to school, you know? So, and then the second day she said, oh, my throat hurts more. I was like, but no fever. And then I want to take her to do the strep throat test and the COVID test. She refused. So I thought she just didn't want to go to school. I thought she was making it up. And then the third day, Wednesday, she started to have fever. That's when I forced her to do the strep throat test and then the COVID test. And then we learned the result on Saturday that she's positive. Yeah. But at that time I had no symptom. So I had the symptom exactly the same as her, but exactly 1 week late. So on Monday I was so tired. I was like, oh, I'm so tired. And then I said, Isabella, I feel so tired. And she said, I told you. And I said, but I still work. See, I still, cook. I still do stuff for you. So I said, that's what I want you to do. You still need to work. You still need to try your best. And then I think I had fever on Wednesday. That's when our school start, when our first class. So that's when I had fever, and then I went to get the test. Yeah. So I think I got the result Friday evening. Yeah, Friday evening. Same, exactly the same as her. And then all the symptoms are the same, including the joint pains on the hand. So I couldn't even twist the towel after I washed my face. I couldn't twist the towel. My hand hurt so much. And then I said, oh, I couldn't do this. I couldn't even pick up, like open the doorknob, because when I turn, it hurts. And then she's like, I told you. So yeah, but I still insist we need to have certain levels of work ethics. Yeah. Anyway, so stages in development of a small business. In the beginning, it's usually just one person company. And then maybe when you become really busy, you hire people. And a lot of times when we hire people, we don't really hire people, we ask for help. So it's someone like usually families or someone close to you. Like if you have spouse, your spouse might be helping you. And then if it's too much for everybody, then you will want to hire official employees. So you start to hire, and then you have a few employees, and then when you grow more, you become bigger. So that's a 3 major stage. And the threats of failure. So there are 2 types of failure. One is discontinuance. So it's a voluntary decision to terminate a business. And then failure is a result from inability to succeed in running a business. So even though both are some type of failures, but I think it's, of course, we don't want to see the second one. Means that you did something wrong to run the business. And then the first one is also like what we talk about. You actually want to finish, like want to terminate your business. Maybe you are not enjoying it anymore, maybe some other reasons. Okay, so so because of all this, we we have to stop doing the business. So formal failure, sometimes it's like you have to file bankruptcy, and then you have to handle all the debts and stuff. And the personal informal failures is they just couldn't do it, and then they decided to terminate the business. So but one thing that nowadays we have business incubators who help us to make it easier for us to, when we start the company. Like, I don't know if you guys go to our what do you call that place? Is it called Economic Development Center? Innovation Center. So I don't know if you guys been to Innovation Center. If not, then I can, after we can go back to school, I can try to arrange a tour. We can go there. Okay. So yeah, so maybe I should arrange that. I will post a Google form so that you can, like, I want to see when it's better for you guys to go there. We we actually also have bus to go there. So we can go there and then talk to the entrepreneurs there. So a business incubator, usually they would help the new startups, like charge very minimum rent. And then on top of that, it's the networks there. Like they have a lot of help you can get, and you can get to meet other entrepreneurs, and they would, share their experience with you. So that's the business incubator. So I think it's already time. So I will not go to chapter 2 today, but next time we can start from chapter 2. So any questions? So if no questions, then that's for today. Remember, no class on Friday. I am going to try to post something on the discussion board so you guys can take a look. What I'm going to do is I probably will record a video and then post a link there. Okay, and I probably would. I'm planning on because mine is about a Taiwanese restaurant in LA, but I've never heard of the restaurant. So I'm going to ask friends and then see what they sell there. And I'm going to talk about the food they sell there and share with you guys. Okay, so wait for it on Friday. See you guys. Have a great day. Bye.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you.